Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Peter, representing Indigo Diabetes. Indigo is an early-stage med device company based in Belgium, and we're working on the world's first continuous multi-metabolite monitor. Why is that important? For those of you that follow the diabetes care market, you know that with the introduction of continuous glucose sensors, millions and millions of lives have been improved through the ability to see how their glucose changes in real time as opposed to receiving intermittent pictures. That's really enabled caregivers and people with diabetes to not only see what their glucose level is at a certain time, but to see how their therapy, how their lifestyle, how their activities all contribute to their glucose levels in control. Unfortunately, as you can see from this slide, continuous glucose sensors haven't helped everybody. Within our population, there is a specific group of people that require intensive insulin management to maintain their optimal glucose levels. What that means for them is 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the rest of their lives. They need to understand what their blood glucose level is doing. They need to translate that with what they're eating, what level of activity they have, what medications they're taking, but more importantly, what their general health status is to make a really good dosing decision about insulin. What do I give myself next and when? When they get it wrong, the complications are significant. Hypoglycemic events and diabetic ketoacidosis are very severe complications associated with inappropriate insulin dosing that cost healthcare systems around the world more than $100 billion annually. So what is Indigo's solution? What are we working on and what can we do to help? Well, as it turns out, to be able to better understand your metabolic system will help enable people to better anticipate how their body's going to metabolize a dose of insulin. And through an improved understanding of how all those metabolic factors work together, it could lead to much faster, more effective insulin dosing decisions and much reduced care. We're going to do that with continuous multi-metabolite monitoring. What that means is our sensor is able to measure continuously in real time concentrations of glucose, ketones, and lactate, all critical metabolites that would help lead to an improved understanding of how insulin could be used in order to better maintain their health. Our technology is unique. Most companies in our space rely on electrochemical sensing in order to measure these analytes. Our technology is based on silicon photonics and absorption spectrometry. And what that means is within the broad bandwidth of light that we use, we can resolve simultaneously 13 different metabolites, and providing a much deeper, clearer view of someone's metabolic health and how to dose and adjust changes of their therapy to maintain optimal control. Our sensor's inserted under the skin. It can stay there. It's inserted. It takes about 10 minutes in a physician office. It can stay there for up to 2 years. And it communicates wirelessly from a built-in BLE antenna to a mobile phone, where that data can be reviewed, trend, passed to the cloud, and shared with caregivers and healthcare professionals as well. Through the addition of additional analyte measurements, we can also provide additional alarms and alerts to users to help them avoid the most serious of complications. Ketone alarms enable people that are running high glycemic levels to be very much aware ahead of time before they reach a toxic level of ketones that would require hospitalizations. New drugs in the diabetes space, weight loss drugs like SGLT2s, they're contraindicated for use within these patient populations simply because they come with the added risk of increased DKA. A sensor like this would allow this population to more safely use those drugs to obtain better and safer control as well. Lactate is also an important analyte emerging in the diabetes care community because not only is it a great indicator of physical activity and also an indicator that increases prior to glucose changes occurring, which is very helpful for AID algorithms, but it also is an indicator that changes sensitivity to insulin. So with a higher level of activity, your sensitivity to insulin that you're dosing is dropping. One of the big challenges within this population is one unit of insulin in the morning will drop your glucose by X amount. In the afternoon, it can be completely different. A lot of that comes back to sensitivity and how your body's changing over time. Our technology, addition of glucose, ketone, and lactate measurements in this population will lead to better dosing decisions and better glucose control, significantly reducing those issues. Indigo is an early-stage company, but has made lots of progress in our development pathway. We're on our third generation of our system design. We've completed 2 early human feasibility studies that have demonstrated not only that the device can be implanted safely, but that we can continuously monitor these analytes in real time. We've proved usability as well as the overall tolerance to an implanted sensor by this patient population. We've done 3 pre-sub meetings. I've aligned with the FDA regarding their questions and concerns regarding our product. And we've done the coding research to know that there are existing codes that we can launch with this product, as well as the modifiers that we need to use to add additional indications as we grow and evolve. We've got an experienced team that's guiding the organization from the early stages of product development into scaling for manufacturing and preparing ultimately for our pivotal study. We have an open round, 15 million euro, essentially used to help us finalize our manufacturing process, freeze our design, and execute a pilot clinical study to show that our CVP-ready device is ready for the market. So thank you very much for your time. We're very excited. Endocrinologists in diabetes care are very excited about the possibility of seeing clearly metabolic health. Thanks for your time.
Great job.